Well, okay. Well, at least you didn't get blown out. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies House of Videocast. And today we're going to be recapping this game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees, as the Philadelphia Phillies lost to New York Yankees by a final score of 6-3 last night. Gerrit Cole was on the mound for the Yankees. He did pretty well. Jake Arrieta was on the mound for the Phillies. Gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings of work. Not terrible. And like Alex Carr said, he said, like, if you would have told me that Jake Arrieta would have had the stat line that he had with the 5 innings, what he had 7 hits, 3 earned runs, I would have said, okay, I'm fine with that. Like, he didn't pitch terrible, but it's hard to score a lot of runs off of Gerrit Cole. I mean, Gerrit Cole is one of the best, if not the best pitcher in baseball. He's one of them, if not the best. And obviously he signs that record break, that huge deal with the New York Yankees. Obviously I believe that was the most amount of money guaranteed to a pitcher, in Major League Baseball history, I believe. So, wow. Wow. And obviously, big Yankees, all the lights, the New York Yankees. Obviously, it's New York, it's the Yankees, it's the 27, World Series, championships they have. So, it's the Yankees. So, I'm not surprised that they have him on their team. I mean, it's legendary. I mean, he's a great pitcher. He's on a legendary franchise. So, let's break down this game. But before we do, please like this video, comment on this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the notification bell. That way you know exactly when I go live or make a video. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Now, not like I said, not terrible. Obviously not happy that we lost, but not a terrible game. At least we didn't lose. If we would have lost 15-0 or even 10-0, I would have been really, really disappointed coming on here. And I'm still not happy, but 6-3 after you have a week off of playing baseball and you're playing the hottest team in baseball, the Yankees, who are 8-1, and they just swept out the Boston Red Sox. So it's easy to it's not easy to go out there and play them, I do think that they tried their best. I mean, they looked really, really good. They looked really, really good, and Joe Girardi making that questionable decision. I believe that was who hit that 3-home? Gio Urshela. We'll get to that in a little bit. Joe Girardi making a very questionable move, in my opinion. But let's pick up the scoring summary. DJ LeMahieu in the bottom of the first inning, leading off with a home run to right field, his second home run of the campaign, and it is now a 1-0 Yankees lead. We jump ahead, top 3, Jay Bruce goes dong to right center field, his third home run of the season, ties the ball game up at 1. Then we have bottom 3, Brett Gardner, a guy who's been at the Yankees for a very long time, probably 12 or 13 years. Homers on a line drive to left field for his second home run of the 2020 season. And that makes it a 2-1 Yankees lead. As I said, very, very underrated. Been with the Yankees his whole career. Then we jump ahead, same inning. Aaron Hicks doubles on a line drive to left field. Aaron Judge comes around to score. Aaron Judge has been red hot. Obviously, his home run streak ended last night. 3-1 Yankees lead. Then we jump ahead, bottom 6. This is where Gio Urshela. Homers on a fly ball to left center field. Aaron Hicks and Giancarlo Stanton score, and it is now a 6-1 Yankees lead. Now, Joe Girardi, after Jake Arrieta doesn't do great, obviously we know Jake Arrieta can't go deep in the games. You have Adam Morgan out, and out there in the pen, and he's throwing out there, and you got Urshela up, and you bring in Guerrero, whatever his name, Guerrero, I don't know how to say his name. And he gives up that 3-run home run to Urshela. And even Alex Carr said it. He said, I do not understand this decision. He says, I'm having a hard time understanding what Girardi's thinking. And I agree with Alex Carr there. I don't understand it. When you have Adam Morgan available, and then he comes out and he brings on Adam Morgan. He only pitches a third of an inning. Obviously, that rain delay totally messed me up, obviously, since I was so tired. I'm like, I'm going to post it tomorrow. That's why I'm making a video today. You bring in Yak. He gives up that 3-run home run to, who knows what would have happened. Think about it, guys. It was a 3-1 ball game at the time of the Gio Urshela home run. And he obviously hit that 3-run home run and then put him up 6-1. And obviously we come back and we make it 6-3. What if it was a 3-3 ball game? what would have happened? You just don't know. And I'm not going to say that cost the game because you have to factor in the mentality, right? I always talk about that. I say, the mentality could have changed, this could have changed, blah, 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 blah. And it's true. So it could have changed. But I haven't, like I said, as Alex Carr said, having a hard time understanding that decision. Then we jump ahead. Top 7. Adam Hazley singles on a line drive to center field to Aaron Hicks. Gene Segura scores. It is now a 6-2 ball game. Then we jump ahead. Top 8. Gene the hit machine. Gene Segura single on a line drive to the left center field to Aaron Hicks. The best catcher in baseball. JT Realmuto comes down to score. It's now a 6-3 ball game, and the Yankees would go on to win by that score, 6-3. Your final score in New York, in the Bronx. Well, let's take a look at the box score. Former Yankee Andrew McCutchen goes 1 for 5, 1 strikeout. Rhys Hoskins goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Man, that guy, I talk about it every single video. Rhys Hoskins, man. Do we know who Rhys Hoskins is? Goes up there, pretty much the same approach every time. Goes up there, watches pitches down the middle, looking for walks, looking to get on base. And his OPS is 724. He's hitting an outstanding 167 batting average, which is just fantastic. And obviously, he's an all-star, right? We all know that. I'm just kidding. Obviously, he's awful. He's totally changed. And I don't blame Girardi for putting him in the two hole, because that's where he belongs. He's gonna get him. If you're not gonna hit for power, then why put him in the cleanup spot? And I talked about that with my grandfather the other day. I'm like, why is Hoskins batting second? And he's like, he's right. That's what he does. He wants to walk, then fine, put him in the 2-hole. If you're going to be a hitter like that, and you want to get on base and draw walks, then fine. And we have no reason to put you in the 4-hole. We have no reason to bat you cleanup if you're not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And I agree. Bryce Harper goes 1 for 4, singles to left field. He got robbed a few times. Obviously, hit that screamer to first base. Bryce Harper is the victim of so many good plays. You ever notice that? He always hits the ball so hard. And, of course, it always has to happen to Harper. Obviously, it happens to a lot of people. It seems like Harper always is the one that gets rocked. And I do give Rhys credit. He did crush that ball. I believe it was to left field, I believe. That ball was pretty well hit. I will give him credit for that. But other than that, man, I didn't like what I saw at him. JT Realmuto, 2 for 4 last night. Good night for JT, getting his average up to 235. And, obviously, Harper's hitting 231. Not great, obviously. It's still pretty early. Hoskins, Harper, they could all turn around. I'm not concerned. Didi Gregorius goes 1 for 4. Gene Segura goes 1 for 3, obviously with that RBI single. Jay Bruce goes 1 for 2, going dong. Scott Kingery, in the midst of a slump, batting .071, goes 0 for 4. Adam Hazley goes 1 for 3, obviously with that RBI single. Phil Gosselin comes in off the bench, and he strikes out. And that's your ball game. As we take a look at Jake Arrieta. Now, let me just point out this interesting stat to you guys. I believe it was 61. It took Jake Arrieta 61 pitches to get his first swing and miss. You know that? 61 pitches. That is unacceptable. Truly unacceptable. So, very, very disappointed in that. Obviously goes, like I said, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. Not terrible, not great. Obviously, it's a Jake Arrieta start, man. That's who he is now, okay? That's what he's going to give you. You have to accept that. We can't expect anything more out of him. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to expect... come on. If you really think we're going to get a Cy Young Jake Arrieta, you're nuts, dude. He's way past that time. Guerrero, two-thirds of an inning, 1 hit, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, 1 home run allowed. Adam Morgan, a third of an inning. Tommy Hunter, an inning, 1 strikeout. And Alvarez, an inning, and 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. So, guys, that's your ball game. 6-3, Yankees, your final score. And... yeah, guys, tough game. Obviously it's just like, it wasn't an awful game. It did look like we, did try pretty hard, but just, we just were outmatched. I think that's a way to say it. The Yankees are red hot, and, they're doing fantastic, and, that's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. And obviously, as I said, 61 pitches. It took Arrieta to get that first swing and miss, so that's pretty pathetic. Didi Gregorius, doing pretty well. He's had himself a good, couple games. His first few games here in Philly, obviously four games. He's doing pretty well. Returned to Yankee Stadium last night. Hit that long foul ball down the right field line. Let me just say, those Yankees, man, they have really big dudes like Stanton, Judge, man. Those guys are really big. So, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about. Let's go around a little bit on. Well, first of all, the game today was postponed. Obviously, it's pouring rain here. There's a big tropical storm coming up from Florida. Obviously that hurricane, or whatever you want to call it, and obviously it's not a hurricane, but there are some tornado watches. So it's pouring rain right here. So the game today was postponed, and obviously we're going to be playing in Philly tomorrow. And it's going to be, the first game will start at 4 or 5. We're going to be the road team at Citizens Bank Park. We're in the road Grays at CBP. I actually looked up the video yesterday when the Blue Jays were the road team, or the home team at CBP in 2010. That was really, really funny. I looked it up, and the Phillies were wearing the road Grays at CBP, which is bizarre. But that's what it is. We're obviously going to see that tomorrow. And, first game starts at 4 or 5, as I said, and then the second game is to be determined. When that's going to start, we're going to be the home team for the second game. And they're going to obviously be 7-inning doubleheaders. And, then on Friday, we got the Atlanta Braves. 7:05 is the first pitch. And then obviously we're home again on Thursday. We play the Yankees 6:05, the first pitch. So guys, we're getting back to normal here. I mean, today obviously had nothing to do with the virus being, delaying it, obviously. So, had nothing to do with the virus, which is good. So I just had to do something with weather. Obviously, most people live in this area know. A few people ask me, like, why is the game delayed? I'm like, it has nothing to do with the virus. Let's talk a little bit about, I have an opportunity here to make fun of the Laughingstock Mets, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Here I go. The Laughingstock Mets get swept out by the Atlanta Braves. The Laughingstock Mets, man. I love it. I love to see the Laughingstock Mets. Yoenis Cespedes, what a bum that guy is. What a loser that guy is. Opts out of the season. He disappears. Cannot get any more Mets. He disappears. Totally disappears. He's sitting like 165, hits a home run his first at bat. He a line drive out of the ballpark, and now all of a sudden everybody thinks he's some MVP. And then he just doesn't show up to Truist Park in Atlanta. He just doesn't show up, and then he just disappears. No one can contact him. He's not being held accountable. And then he says, I'm opting out. I mean, how do you do that to your teammates? That guy is so selfish. Yoenis Cespedes is so selfish. I mean, what a bizarre situation. The Mets and Cespedes, man, they just, it's not been good. And it seems like, remember Matt Harvey? Do you remember Matt Harvey, how he skipped practice to go golfing that one time? Or multiple times. He used to, skip practice and go out golfing with his friends. Or he was out, drunk partying the night before he was supposed to pitch. Guy, the Mets have always had these problems. You ever notice it's always the Mets that always have these problems with these people. Like the Matt Harveys of the world, the Cespedeses of the world. I mean, that's not the first run-in they had with Cespedes. I guarantee you that. There's been other instances where he hasn't showed up. And, so obviously, as I said, I talked about Matt Harvey as well. I mean, that's just bizarre. Where did Matt Harvey go, by the way? Didn't he sign with, the White Sox or something? Or some team signed him to a minor league deal. I do not remember which one. I believe it was the White Sox or something. I saw that the other day. But anyway, the Mets, man, they got swept out by the Atlanta Braves. They are now 4-7. I don't know why I just said they got swept out. They won yesterday, so I don't know why I just said they got swept out of the Atlanta Braves. They actually did win yesterday. I don't know why I said that, because it's kind of unusual for a series to continue throughout the weekend, because on Sunday I'm like, oh, they got swept out. And then I just found out a couple hours ago that they actually just won against the Atlanta Braves yesterday, and the series has continued. And now it's officially over. Now they're headed to Washington. But still, just because they won doesn't mean they're still an awful baseball team, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they're 4-7. They're not playing good baseball at all. And just because they won, they still lost the series. I mean, they're still playing awful baseball. I don't care that they won yesterday, 7-2, big deal. The Braves are still way better than they are. The Mets they're just a joke. And obviously, I know we're not great either, but the Mets, man, they're just a laughing stock. I'll just say that. And I mean, let's just be honest. If it was a normal series, they would have gotten swept, because not many series continue on the Monday. That's why I was confused when I saw they won. I'm like, okay, well, it was on Sunday, and I found they lost, and they obviously lost all the other games in the series. I'm like, oh, yeah, they got swept out. And I just looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, yeah, they did play yesterday, which is really unusual. That does occasionally happen. But, yeah, well, they still lost the series, and they're still not a good baseball team. And Cespedes is a joke. Cespedes is a joke. And the Mets are a joke. And so obviously Juan Soto of the Nationals is back now, unfortunately. Guys, that's pretty much it. Obviously, the Marlins are still, who cares about them? They're still, in lockdown or whatever. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on notification bell. 4:25, the first pitch tomorrow against the New York Yankees at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies are the road team. Then we have a TBD. To be determined when the second game will start. The Phillies will be the home team then. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please check the social media link in the description section. Phillies Hot Stove Instagram, Harper Fanatics Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you all later. Phillies lose 6-3 to the New York Yankees. 4:05 the first pitch tomorrow at CBP. Phillies are the road team. I will talk to you all later. Doubleheader, 7-inning doubleheader. I will talk to you all later. I'll see you tomorrow. 2 videos tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care.